Before adding the EEM domain to Automic Automation Intelligence, we need to create the application instance within EEM. To do this, first locate the XML on the Aai server. This is located in the scripts/EEM directory under the Aai install directory. In this demonstration, I'm going to copy the existing XML and amend the name of the application from JAWS to Aai in line with the rebrand. This step is not mandatory though. The existing JAWS create.xml file can be used out of the box if you'd prefer to. Once happy with the XML file and the changes that we've applied, copy it to the EEM server ready for the next step. To load the Ai application to EEM, you will use the safex command on the EEM server itself. You'll need to pass in credentials for an EEM administrator and the XML file that we reviewed in the previous section. Once the application has been loaded, open the EEM user interface. Aai will be listed in the drop-down application list. Log in and review the access policies. There should be 8 in total, as demonstrated here. Now that the Ai application has been successfully added to EEM, the next step is to define the EEM domain within Aai itself. Select User Management within the Admin tab and click on the Add icon above the Domains panel. Give the domain a meaningful name and then select the EEM type from the drop-down. Next, enter the EEM hostname. If you're using an EEM failover group, then please add a comma-delimited list of the server names in that group. Enter the EEM user ID and password. Then, enter the Aai and Autosys application names. These need to match the names as they are defined to EEM itself. With these details added, test the configuration. First, perform a connection test. Second, verify that a user defined in EEM will be able to log in to Aai. The EEM domain has now been added and will be displayed as a domain option when users attempt to log into Aai. Within Aai, we can assign the EEM domain as the user default if we wish. Later, you might wish to hide the local JAWS domain entirely. Now, let's log in to Aai with a user defined within EEM. By default, an EEM-defined user will not have access to edit, delete, or amend Aai objects. These actions are enabled for admin users. We'll define an administrator in the next section. Adding Aai administrators to EEM can be achieved in a number of different ways. In this video, I will create an Ai admin application group and then add users into it. Then I will update the default dynamic user group to include the new application group before I finally log into Aai to check the administrator access. First, I'll create the application group. Second, I will add users into the application group. These users are EEM-defined users that I want to be administrators of the Ai application. Finally, I will update and enable the admin user's dynamic user group, adding the application group that was just created. With admin users now defined, log into Aai and check the user access levels. Upon logging in, you can immediately identify that the user now has the ability to add, delete and modify objects within Aai. In this video, I covered the basics of EEM configuration. For detailed descriptions of how the EEM policies can help you and your users to secure your environment, please refer to our online documentation. Thank you for watching.